Welcome to our 7th module. We've explored many aspects of the Christian life so far, but now we're turning our attention to something foundational, understanding who God is. Our view of God shapes everything about our faith journey. So, having an accurate understanding of His character is vital. Today, we're focusing on the most central aspect of God's nature, His love. In 1 John 4:8, we read a powerful, simple declaration. God is love. Notice, it doesn't say that God has love or God shows love, but it says God is love. Love isn't just something that God does. It's who He is at His very core. His love isn't a reaction to our goodness or an emotion that fluctuates based on circumstances. It's His unchanging essence. Think about the sun for a moment. The sun doesn't have to try to shine or decide to give light and heat. It radiates constantly because that's its nature. Similarly, God doesn't have to work up feelings of love toward us. He loves constantly, completely, and perfectly because that's who He is. So, what makes God's love unique? First, it's unconditional. Romans 5:8 tells us, but God demonstrates His own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. God didn't wait until we were lovable or deserving. He loved us at our worst, not just at our best. Human love is typically conditional. We love people who love us back, who meet our needs, who don't hurt us too badly. God's love has no such conditions. Second, God's love is sacrificial. John 3:16 reminds us, for God so loved the world that He gave His only Son. True love always costs something, and God's love for us cost Him what was His most precious possession, His own Son. Jesus Himself said, greater love has no one than this, than to lay down His life for one's friends. At the cross, we see the full extent of God's costly love. Third, God's love is transformative. It doesn't just accept us as we are. It changes us into who we were meant to be. 2 Corinthians 5:14 and 15 says, for Christ's love compels us, that those who live should no longer live for themselves, but for Him who died for them. God's love doesn't leave us in our brokenness, but heals and transforms us. Fourth, God's love is eternal. Jeremiah 31:3 says, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Human love can fade, fail, or be withdrawn. God's love never ends. It existed before you were born and will continue beyond this lifetime. There is nothing you can do to make God love you more, and nothing you can do to make Him love you any less. Fifth, God's love is personal. You're not loved generally as part of humanity, but specifically as an individual. Galatians 2:20 speaks of the Son of God who loved me and gave Himself for me. Jesus knows you by name and loves you personally, not abstractly. This week, make God's love personal. Take time each day to meditate on a different verse about God's love for you. Ask the Holy Spirit to help you comprehend the height, depth, length, and width of this love as Paul prays in Ephesians 3:18. When you face challenges or feel inadequate, remind yourself, I am loved by God, not because of anything I've done, but because of who He is. Remember, your perception of God's love isn't just a theological concept. It affects everything. How you pray, how you face difficulties, how you treat others, and how you view yourself. All those things flow from an understanding of God's love. Let this truth sink into your heart. The Creator of the universe loves you with perfect, unconditional, sacrificial, transforming, eternal, and personal love. That changes everything.